The Steam Deck is probably one of the most well-known modern gaming handhelds. And if you have one already in 2026, before the big price buff it got, you're probably thanking yourself for buying one. Now you must have seen tons of reviews of this product, but in this video I want to look into the device from the perspective of someone buying it today with the increased price. Does it really justify the price tag? So I have the 512GB OLED variant and I got it for 57,000 INR after all the discounts from Amazon. Now keep in mind that it's not officially sold in India, so this was a pretty good price because now they're being sold for way more than this. Even in the US, the 40% price increase has caused it to go up to a nearly $1,000, which is truly insane. It puts this device into a direct competition with the likes of the Asus LIX, which has overall better specs except the OLED display. There is no denying that the hardware on the Steam Deck is aging now. The LIX is more RAM, a faster CPU and more refresh rate. But why was the Steam Deck more popular than the LIX? Well, for starters, SteamOS and its simplicity to allow the user to just pick up and game was a big reason. The OLED display with its deep blacks was another. And finally, the price. The Steam Deck used to come in at a much lower price of $650 for the 1TB variant. Even in India, people were able to get it below 60k for the 512GB variant, which was a decent deal in my opinion. But now that one factor that made the Steam Deck worthy has now become its greatest nemesis. A 40% price increase means that the value for money factor is gone. Pair this with the influx of other options in the market, the Steam Deck is slowly becoming hard to recommend. Now don't get me wrong, it's still a device I personally use almost every day. As someone who works a full-time job but loves to game, the Steam Deck has been a lifesaver. I can just lay down on my couch and play the games I love. For the more demanding titles, I can simply stream them from my PC without having to sit at my desk after a long day of work. The Steam OS with its customizability is truly something that makes the deck unique. The deck has definitely helped me game more and rekindle the love for a hobby I have had since childhood. The AI situation kind of made everyone expect this, but no one expected it to be this ugly. But this doesn't mean the deck is a bad device in any sense. It is still the simple and unintrusive portal to your Steam library. But would I recommend it at the current price? Well, no. There are other options in the market at that price, and with Bazzite allowing Steam OS to be on other devices now, it makes more sense to buy a device with updated hardware like the LIX. And if you don't want to spend that much, you have options of getting the Android handhelds like the Iron Thor and the Odin 3, which have become way better now with emulation. So running Switch games or Steam games is now possible on those devices with the right drivers. So yeah, as much as it hurts to say this, the Steam Deck with the increased price is simply not the best choice, and you can probably get a better deal if you look elsewhere. With that said, if you can score a used Steam Deck on Marketplace or somewhere else at a decent price, the deck is still a device that will not disappoint. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, consider subscribing, and I will see you in the next one.